It was a tough weekend going on the road. Wayland Baptist is always tough. They're a perennial powerhouse program, so going to their gym this weekend or last weekend was a little bit of a haul for us. It's a long trip and a first competition of the season. I thought we wrestled really well in certain positions. On paper I had us winning that match, but that's how sports go. Just sometimes they don't go in our favor, and not to take anything away from them, but I thought we looked a lot more athletic. I thought we looked way better conditioned. It's just they ended up on top in a lot of the team scores. Marissa did really well. She, her first competition out as a Maverick this year, after redshirting, she beats a girl who was on the junior world team for Puerto Rico, a match that we kind of scouted for and planned for, and we executed the game plan perfectly. And I think the next time we wrestle her, we're going to kind of make that gap even bigger. Alma, unfortunately got a forfeit at that weight class for the duel, but in her exhibition match just kind of showed her growth as an individual, really coming out. I think it was less than 50 seconds on the mat. We kind of joked about it. She was like, well, I only wrestled 50 seconds, but she executed what she needed to execute. And again, I think that speaks for a lot of us. I think the position that we were awful in this weekend was parterre defense, and we've already made that adjustment in practice. The past 2 days is really focusing on getting better on the mat and defending immediately, not waiting for the official to put us up to neutral, but making the official put us up to neutral.
And looking ahead to this weekend, what do you hope to improve on at the Missouri Valley Open?
Get better from yesterday, and I think again it always goes back to the philosophy that we have for our program is being excellent in everything that we do. We maybe weren't excellent this weekend, but we were excellent in practice yesterday. We were excellent in practice today. We're gonna have tomorrow off, which is a nice break in the middle of the week. Get after it Thursday, Friday, get on the road. It's going to be an exciting weekend. I think it's the biggest tournament of the year in the sense of women's college wrestling. 40 some odd schools will be there, so the top 5 of the NCAA schools will be there. 4 of the top 5 will be there. Emmanuel, King, Tiffin, and McKendree will also be there. So it'll be good to see those schools right off the bat early in the year. I'm excited just to see some potential matchups. I know Alma's got some people that she really wants to wrestle. Marissa's got some people that she's hoping to match up with. Dahlia's got one that she wants to kind of get back a semifinals match from Junior World Team Trials last year. So just looking forward to it and getting a chance to compete. I think that's what we're always thankful about for our team, and we talk about that a lot, just being thankful to compete and be healthy and go after and have fun with what we do.
Questions?
Girls, what do you take away from the first duel of the season and then going into now you've got an open, you've got, anywhere from 1 to 2 or 3 matches done now?
So from this weekend, it was good to be back on the mat. I hadn't competed since May. I guess we all haven't. You as well, Alma. And for me, it was good to start off with a tough match right away. Like, at first it was kind of like, okay, have a tough match. I wasn't too worried. It was just like, what do I need to do to make my style fit against hers? And you just make a game plan, train hard, and you go after it. So I'm ready to keep competing.
I think as a team, we all talked about that we need to work more on match pace. I think the first duel we kind of were stunned. When people finally put your hands on you, you're kind of like, oh, this is a lot harder than we have been going. So I think definitely the duel was just kind of like a practice round. Even though we didn't win, we definitely learned a lot. And I think that this weekend it's going to be a lot of matches just to see what it's like to have different feels. So I think this weekend will be good regardless win or lose. We'll get a lot of matches in to be able to see where we need to go throughout the rest of the season.
And to that, you wrestled the duel, but you also had some exhibition matches. So that obviously has got to help a little bit of the feel of wrestling more than just one duel, boom, we're done. So does that kind of help going into an open too?
Go ahead. Yeah, I think it definitely helps being able to wrestle more than one match. I think it's hard to adjust, even as a second-year college athlete, to have to travel 12 hours and then just to wrestle one match and wrestle for a whole tournament. But I think that's just an adjustment period that we all have to be ready for, is to travel for a long time and then be ready for that one match to finally pull the trigger.
That's my mentality of it. If I'm going that far to wrestle one match, I'm going to want to exhibition someone else. I want to wrestle again. I made the weight. I didn't make it just to wrestle one time. I want to get different feels and feel out other people. I know my exhibition, their coach had a game planned against me, and I saw them talking about it, and I was just like, okay, just keep wrestling how I wrestle and get control ties, and it'll all work out. But definitely always want a different feel. You don't want someone that's just one-dimensional. You want different feels to help you grow as a wrestler as well.
I think that was a big part of that weekend. Is I thought we wrestled the second half of that duel, if you will, the exhibition matches, better than we did the first 10 matches. You kind of saw everybody kind of take that sigh of relief and go, all right, it's college wrestling, I'm ready to go. And again, I put 13 girls down this weekend. 10 were freshmen, if you want to count Marissa as a freshman, because she didn't wrestle last year in a collegiate match. We had 11 freshmen wrestle like this weekend. We're still young, and that's where we're going to grow. And the more matches we get, the more growth we have, and the more we're going to get better at what we do and hone our skill and our craft and be better where we are.
With that, it sounds like you guys are going up against some pretty big competition early on in the season this coming weekend. You know, how important is that just to kind of scout a little bit, see where they're at, see where you guys are at, and know where you need to get to by the end of the season?
I've said it a lot. We're not going to back down from some competitions and some challenges. You grow out of your comfort zone. So I want to challenge these girls. I want to put them in spots where they're not comfortable. I mean, it's good to see these teams at an early part of the season. Regardless win, lose, we can make adjustments. I think that was a big thing we did last year as individuals. Every time we wrestled somebody a second time, with the exception of maybe one or two individual matches, we beat that person the second time. I know that happened for Alma a handful of times. Carson Pfeiffer last year did that. I think every single time she wrestled someone and she lost, which wasn't much, the second time she wrestled, she closed that gap big time and made adjustments and won. I think Marissa did it last year, going from the Open to Junior Trials U23. She got to wrestle with somebody at the same time. She wrestled someone at the same time at the Open to U23s, and she made a huge adjustment and tech that girl. So it's good to just get our hands on people, see the competition, see where we're at as an individual, make adjustments, come back, watch film, and get back to it, because National Duels is shortly right after this, in the 1st of January. So that quick turnaround, if you will, of 4 or 5 weeks is going to give us a chance to improve, get better, and have a game plan going into those dual tournaments.